So I wanted to show you my recipe journal book, recipe book. We're gonna call it that. I have it set up in a 6-ring binder. It's an A5 size. And I wanted to show you how I print out my recipes and get it all set up. I love this. I used to have a what do you call it? Like a box with all the cards in it, which I did like, but I like this better. So this was first a little flip through. Everything I have in here, I already had on hand when I put this together. So I don't actually know where most of it comes from. Probably Amazon. I've got a pocket in the front here for recipes that are not hole punched or just not in the right format at the moment. Some kitchen conversions, just a printable I found online. Some of these are handwritten, as you can see, and others are printed out. I've got, what is this, 6 different sections. I might mix up the sections at some point in the future, but at the moment this is working pretty well for me. This first section doesn't have a tab. It's just like kitchen staples, things that I like making, like vanilla extract or stock or broth. I got breakfast, soups, drinks, side dishes. I have mostly breads in here, which might tell you something about the way I like to cook, I guess. Got my main dishes and my desserts. So when I print recipes out, I've got a couple here that I need to punch and put in. When I print them out, I hit the print button, and then I go into the settings and I set this to a 5x7 print. I'm still printing on a letter size sheet, but then it shrinks everything so that I can trim it down to fit well in here. What I do is I have this sheet of A5 paper, and I just lay it over my print, and then I'll mark the edges, and wherever this line starts, closest to the center, that's where I'm trimming. So I'll take my trimmer, line these up. So that line, the closest edge to the middle, is where I'm slicing. And this is trash. One thing I like about this is that it gives me huge margins. Oops, that's not the right way. It gives me huge margins, and I can make notes on these recipes if I so desire. Like if I make an adjustment, or just find that we don't normally put in a certain ingredient or whatever, I can annotate that and have it there for in the future. They're not lined up. Here we go. One of the great things I love about like a physical book is that I don't have to get my phone out. I don't like looking at screens. Even when I'm watching YouTube half the time, I'm not even actually looking at it, I'm just listening to it. There we go, that was a little off-centered, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna make sure that you're both lined up properly. Yeah, that's good. And then I got my hole punch. Make sure it's set to A5 size, because we've made that mistake before. And I have something stuck. I use this hole punch so much that this bottom punch specifically, it tends to get paper stuck in it. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we live with it. Okay, let's try again. That lined up properly? Ish. It is not. It's still being a butt. One more time. time. There we go. Okay, now it's straight in there. Punch. Right there, let's see. I have got a drink, homemade pumpkin spice latte, and just instructions on how to make pumpkin puree. So when I put them in my book, I'll put these away, we don't need them anymore. When we put them in my book, obviously the latte is gonna go under drinks. I'm gonna slide it back a little bit here because it's one that I don't intend to make as often as I make like my chai. I make that basically every week, at least in the moment. But it is pumpkin season, so I figured I'd add a fun recipe. And then pumpkin puree, we're gonna put that in this kitchen staples section, just because that's what a pumpkin puree is. It's an ingredient, it's not a meal, if that makes sense. And there we go. I love how personal this is. I love that it's all of my favorite recipes and that it's super easy to just print a new one out and here you have it. You don't have to sit down and write it out. Some people enjoy that better, but for the most part, I prefer to just print and then have the recipe for later. One of the great things though is that these recipes that I had on old cards, some of them I kept this way because they were recipes from family members and it's in their handwriting and it's beautiful. Like this. It's in my mom's handwriting. And it's very nice. I also have a little, what do you call this? A ruler that can slide in here. I should probably move this to a more useful journal, honestly. But for the moment, it's keeping my page of whatever I planned on making that day. But I only end up using it like half the time, so I'm not even sure I need it in here. And there's another one that's in the handwriting of someone that I love and that I care for. Oh, this chai. I love this chai. So good. If you want to like pause and zoom in, go for it. Some sourdough stuff. Love me a good sourdough. Yeah. I got some dividers. I got a page lifter in the back. I got a pocket in the front, but all that is extra and fancy. That you don't need all that. The dividers are nice because then you can find your recipes faster. But yeah. Okie doke. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Oh, something I forgot to say. P.S. I guess. Is one of the reasons I like the PVC cover is that it's really, really easy to clean. So when you're cooking and, you know, splashing tomato sauce everywhere, it's easy to clean. And if you need to, recipes are easy to replace in here. So, but for the most part, I like the character of spills on my book. Anyways, that's all.